Hey everybody, it's Pete. Welcome to a new episode of Stocks for Breakfast. Well, here we are. It is election day in New York. In New York, it's election day in the United States right now, and thankfully, the market is finally going to get some clarity. Hopefully, if you've been following the channel, especially in the last month or so, we've been talking quite a bit about the market does not like uncertainty. It creates very challenging trading situations where you really need to be on top of your game. Now, what does that mean? We got some questions last night in our weekly coaching call in reference to what does that mean? What does it mean to work the keyboard? What does it mean to work your orders? And for me, it was more important for the question was, what does it actually mean that you do? Like, how does that translate into trading actions? And it really comes down to you need to adjust how you execute your plan, but you don't change your plan. That's a big thing because we get a lot of questions, especially from newer traders coming into the community, asking if I trade a different strategy or if I alter my strategy when the market conditions get a little bit tougher. And the answer is absolutely not. That's my edge. My edge is unfolding every day in certain ways. Sometimes it's unfolding perfectly. Sometimes it's unfolding where I don't see that much to do. If sometimes nothing at all. But that's real trading. That's really the point of this video. The point of this video, the point of this lesson is to really get you to think like a professional trader. This is how professional traders think. It can't be expressed any more clearly. Every day is not perfect. And what our job is as traders, and we're going to look at a chart in a second because the difference between August, September, and October leading into where we are now into the election could not be a better illustration of recognizing and identifying how you should trade the current environment in relation to your edge. So when I say work the order, when I say that we're scaling back a little bit, it means that I am telling our community, I'm telling the members in the community that the conditions are a little bit tougher in the broad sense, and that means that we will be reducing initial share size, looking for feedback from the market. If we get positive feedback, in other words, if the idea follows through as we expect, we can look to add to those positions if it warrants it and if there's sufficient room to go. If we talk about, okay, we're good right now, all signals are on the same page, that means that our initial entry could be a little bit more aggressive. We could probably have more positions. And more importantly, instead of trading for cash flow, we could be looking for longer term positions. Instead of getting out of trades into momentum, we can be holding on to those trades. So the job of a trader, the job, if you really want to take this seriously, is number one, stop complaining. Stop complaining about a tough market. Stop complaining that everything's not perfect. That's real world trading. That's real world running a business. This is the market we're given. If you want to take money out of the market on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on an annual basis, whatever your time frame is, stop whining. Stop complaining. This is the market that we have. I'm telling you right now, there is no perfect time to start. As a matter of fact, a little bit more challenging market, if you are paying attention, is to trade and get feedback, trade and get feedback, trade and get feedback. The problem that some traders have is they trade too big while they're learning, and then they say trading doesn't work, trading stinks, your strategy doesn't work, your strategy doesn't work, when in fact it was you who didn't give the strategy a chance to make money because number one, you didn't understand how to trade it, and number two, you traded it too big relative to your experience. So one of the most passionate things I have in the boot camp and in the coaching program is that I tell you, lower your share size regardless of how big your account is while you are learning. Do not increase your share size until you have a positive track record that you actually can make money. Everybody has a learning curve, whether it's the bootcamp investment, which is $295, or you choose to do it on your own and lose $10,000 over the next month and think you did the right thing. The bootcamp and any qualified program, really, where you have actual students getting paid, that's an investment to cut the learning curve down, reduce your losses so you can understand what to do sooner. The other side of that is when you finally start to have a track record, when you finally start to say, okay, that was 8 out of 10 days. For 2 weeks, I made money 8 out of 10 days. Then it's like 2 months. okay, now is the right time to start increasing your share size. Maybe you don't want to make it for 2 months. Maybe you want to say that today's awesome, I should hold a little bit longer. That's fine. Someone like myself will tell you today's awesome, let's make a little bit more today. But I can't stress this enough. Your number one goal when you're trading, your number one goal, first to develop a strategy, second to figure out if the strategy works, and third, if you can follow it. Making money comes after all of that because you can't scale something that's not working. I can't stress that enough. You need to first understand what an edge looks like. And then when you have market conditions like we're having now, which has been a little bit more stock specific, a little bit more cash flow driven than it was in August, you'll understand that my edge is not perfect. That means I should pull back a little bit more. And then when the edge is perfect, where in multiple time frames, the smart money is doing something obvious and we can piggyback for a little bit longer time frame, your edge will tell you, hey, all systems are go, let's go for this ride. So I'm just going to give you just a little bit of clarity so you can have a visual of what that looks like. So we're going to share the screen here really quick, and we're going to take a look at the charts. And more specifically, we normally look at the daily chart. So we're taking a look here at the SPY, and basically this is July and August. This is September, and then October we got both. And I'm going to dramatize this a little bit more to make it a little bit more simplistic, where we're looking on the weekly charts. So here is the weekly chart of July through August. You could see there was well bid. If we go from the very end of June, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks in a row of well bid price action. Then September came, where we were 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of reversal. Then we had 3 weeks of buying and 3 weeks of selling. So what does that mean? Right? The only thing you care about is what does that mean as a trader? It means that you as a trader first need to know what perfect looks like. And we talk about this a lot. Perfect is up here. That's what you're aspiring to see every day. So anything that's not perfect should automatically reduce your conviction in that trade idea. Anything that's not perfect should reduce your share size. Anything that's not perfect should tell you I need to get feedback from the market before I add to this position. Anything that's not perfect will probably mean a cash flow type trade, where if you nail a trade, have some reasons, build a good argument for the trade and get in it, it means you're not expecting bigger follow through, but you're expecting immediate follow through in that shorter window. Anything that is perfect, you should be looking to hold a little longer, take a little bit more share size. But here's the key. If you don't know what perfect looks like, everything else looks the same. Let that sink in for a second. If you don't know what perfect looks like, then you're managing every single trade the same way. So if it's tougher and you're trading heavier, you're throwing money away. If it's perfect and you're not trading heavier, you're not making enough, you're not taking what's available. So that's the big thing about learning the difference between chart reading, learning to read the tape, and how to become a trader, which is you really adjust to what's available, but you don't change the strategy, because it still all comes down to what is my edge? How do I identify when I think a stock is going in that direction? How do I identify when I think there's a strong probability the market's going in that direction? The edge doesn't change. How you apply the edge within the context of perfect and moving away from perfect is called trade management. And that's where trading gets really exciting, because then that puts you back in control of the outcome. If you're sitting in a position that's losing money and you're not sure what to do, you're no longer in charge. You want to be in charge of the outcome. Get out, scale out, look for another trade, go make that money back. But don't sit there and pray that the market comes back and does you a favor, because now you're not trading anymore. Now you're at church and you're just hoping something good happens. So there's a lot to unwrap here. And this is really a part of the trading challenges that happened after August, the indecision leading up to the election. Futures are up big right now. It looks like that the market is betting on certainty of an outcome. We're not saying who. I'm not picking a side in these videos. We want to stay friends here. Certainty is what the market wants. When there's certainty in the market, it's a heck of a lot easier to trade. So we're going to be looking at some trades today. On the long side, we're going to be looking to buy. I'm still not carrying over overnights right now. For the most part, a few that are perfect. But for the most part, I'm just looking to day trade and trade for cash flow. And we'll see how things hopefully unfold tonight and we get some clarity. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And look, if you need some help with this, definitely join the boot camp. It's such a great investment for only $295. You get 30 days of this all day, every day. Have a great day, everybody.